Hi, and welcome to Cyber Athletics Organization, our first big stream, big events. Very excited tonight, a couple of best of ones. I'm here with Dor. Dor, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about what we can expect tonight.
Well, I'm Dor. I'm ready to break out some of this action. We're starting off with semifinals. Two best of ones for the night, like you mentioned. We're starting off with Sleepy Time Chicken up against Kingdom. One of these teams has had a little bit tougher of a run up until this point. I'll tell you what, it's not Team Sleepy Time Chicken, who have just been dunking on everybody. Their past match 13-5 in the quarterfinals. They are cruising. You know, Kingdom just barely scraped by with a 13-12, man. I can't wait to see what kind of action we have coming, because I hope Kingdom are ready for what they're about to face.
Yeah, this could be a very explosive match. I mean, it really depends on the quality of the opponents along the way, though. I will say Kingdom, I mean, maybe they had a bunch of close matches because they knocked two of the strongest competitors out along the way. We really will find out here. A lot of these teams, not unknown, but haven't had a lot of opportunity to prove themselves. I mean, that's just the nature of the game right now. So I'm really excited. I think the nature of the game is also not map meta isn't decided, utility meta isn't decided. It's just a very exciting time to watch, and I think it's we might see some fun new stuff tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what kind of Killjoy utilization we get, especially considering we're on Bind, which is arguably one of her better maps, although it's been kind of up and down. When she came out, everyone's like, okay, this is crazy overpowered, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, no, this agent's kind of trash, and then people are like, oh, if you play creatively with her, she's all right, and then you have the triple sentinel setups, which are just super duper weird. And I'm curious to see how in-depth these teams actually go, because we're going to be starting off over on Bind.
Yes. We're going to get to see a big-time stomp versus a bit of an unknown, with Thrifty taking that forfeit win over Coinky Dink. I just think they weren't available or some such like that, but taking it as they will, Thrifty moving on against Ethereum. I think that match, for me, presents a little bit more of a question mark, potentially a more exciting match, but you know what? The night is young, and we will see.
I mean, like you said, you don't know what teams they've come up against, and you know what? Thrifty hasn't even gone up against that many teams. I think they better be bringing their best player, though, because Ethereum destroyed Team Solo in quarterfinals. Both the matches tonight are bound to be fantastic, but I'm curious to see what you're looking forward to, right? We're playing on Bind, plenty of Raze to be played. Are you expecting a bit of Sageless mixed in there, or have we seen any aggression? And what do you like to see personally?
I liked the Sage play. I like the Sage pick on Binds. I would be excited to see a team comp without it. I think I've seen some really creative stuff in the past from people, some Breach, some of the lesser utilized characters sneaking their way in there with pre-built strategies to create space and take advantage of more utility and more map control, minus with sacrificing a little bit of defense, right? You can't hold the site as well, you can't heal, you can't res. But I suppose I am excited to see what they can put together with that. What about you?
I really like to see some quality Raze play. I think Raze can be extremely powerful over on the A side on Bind. Cypher's obviously a shoe-in for just the amount of utility you can throw across Bind. The teleporters being there, he can rotate extremely quickly. He can hold down that B side effectively on his own. Another shoe-in pick, I'd say definitely Jet. Really, really powerful map for her. I think those last two picks are where you throw the real flex in. Obviously, the decision between something like an Omen versus a Brimstone, definitely there. People have been favoring the Omen as of recently, and then if you go Sageless, then you usually swap that one out for a Sova, popularized a lot by TSM, who found a fair bit of success with it. I think if a team can play the Sageless composition well, that might actually be the key to them taking this whole thing.
Yeah, it very well could be. I think as an Omen main, I'm really glad that people are choosing the Omen over the Brimstone. I think he's a lot of fun to play, obviously. And I think the Flash, creates... gives you a more opportunity to create space. I mean, obviously the Molly on Brim is very, very strong and really can basically be a wall for that period of time. But I think the Flash is a bit more explosive and a bit more exciting. So that's why I play the character.
Yeah, it gets you one more way in, but as we start off on Bind here, we'll find out what kind of agents we get these teams locked in on. You mentioned flashes. You can change out that raise for a couple of things as well, giving you some more entry utility, whether that's a Phoenix, whether that's a Breach like you mentioned, the kind of EU favoritism we'll get in there a little bit, which was something interesting we could talk about. In North America, teams have really favored the Phoenix over the Breach, not playing Breach all that much. And then you go over to EU and people favor the Breach and are having incredibly high win rates with it. It's such a big shift in style, and I think that comes to fruition in tournaments like Pop Flash, where you see all these clashes of mentality and where the meta's really formed. We've seen it shift left and right. I think there's one thing we can say for certain, though. It's as of recent memory, the defenders have heavily been favored on almost every single map in this game. Haven used to be considered the most attacker-sided map. Now it's still the most attacker-sided map, but it's still not an attacker-sided map.
Right.
So which side these teams start out on is definitely going to give them an advantage to just the defenders based on the momentum that they're going to get.
Absolutely. How fast can they secure the money necessary to have the ops to hold the angles that make the defender side so strong?
Well, it's about getting your hands on those operators as well. Like, don't forget that. You got to win a couple rounds. You got to get a bit of cash in the bank. Then maybe you can put it on a Raisin. Maybe you can put it on a Jet. But it's all about snowballing that. So I'm looking at the first round, especially for the defenders. If you want to capitalize on that side advantage, you need to capitalize on the first couple rounds. It's Kingdom starting off on the defender side.
Look at that, not a Sage in sight. Reyna, Brimstone, Omen, Jet, and Killjoy on the side of, I believe that is King Dom. And then a Phoenix, a Sova, another Reyna, an Omen, and a Cypher. What an interesting mix.
So I really like Kingdom's composition here. I think it's a little bit weird that they swapped not Jade off of Sage for the Killjoy. But I do actually think it works. So the reason you swap off to the Sova, it offers you some information. It's going to give you ahead of time a way to rotate. I think in the same way a Killjoy can't operate. Sleepy Time Chicken, I think their composition is a little bit more all over the place. Between the Phoenix and the Reyna having two entries like that, yes, you swap out the Sage for the Sova like normal. But you kind of lose a little bit of utility along the way. We'll see how much, though, Kingdom's hugely smoke-heavy defense is going to work out here.
Yeah, it could be very strong, as those smokes can really push you off, and the rotation is so quick that you may think, well, let's just fall back and go the other way. Boom, some more smokes fall. So I'm kind of excited to see how it holds off here. On the attacking side, then they're also going to be able to hold post-plant positions for so long.
Yeah, I'm curious whether or not they actually choose to rotate here. It seems like Sleepy Time are really intent on trying to hold their ground. I don't think that's the right choice, though. There's just so many smokes there. They could go all the way to the end of the round, and they're never going to get a look at this site.
Right. They're trying to use their utility in, and there's damage across the board, but no frags yet. Still 5 versus 5, and it does look like rotate is the call as they jump through the teleporters, and unfortunately, King Dom had already rotated 4 players over to that B bomb site. It's just a lone Jet making the call. They're coming. It's 2 flat out mid, 2 coming out of bathrooms. First going down immediately is Miss Hacker, and that is the A site completely open, pushing on his strobes, but he goes down. Not so sure if that was the best peak. Oh, man.
Yeah, with this thing, start locking down all the utility on site as well. I mean, Splix has 20 HP to his name. The Reyna's not any better. It's not looking great for him. It's going to be first round on the board for Sleepy Time Chicken. Not to mention that iconic, that super critical first round for the defenders going the other way.
Right, that was a pivotal round, as you said. Nova Dango making sure it is secured as they complete a flawless first round for Sleepy Time Chicken.
Yeah, we saw really quick rotate from them. It pays off massively. The fact that they got the spike down with having to use very little utility was the big thing there. Now, let's see how they capitalize on it economy-wise. Some teams favor going for a little bit heavier of a buy, buying 3 to 4 Spectres. Some teams like buying 1 or 2. If Sleepy Time just locking Ghosts and a little bit of light armor, I'm not actually sure I like this decision. You're putting a lot of weight on this round that you definitely could be going into the next with a bonus had you not.
You know, I think this is disrespect. I think that they are so sure they are going to win these fights, and so sure, starts us off. What a timing that was, as he does secure the first kill onto the side of Sleepy Time Chickens. This 5 goes by may work out better than we were anticipating.
I mean, you have to have a lot of confidence to break this one out. But if they come out with another flawless, I mean, we can't really fault them, can we, Leg? As they make their way onto B site, there's not as many smokes here this time.
Oh,
with
and
the
there
Brimstone
goes
on the way, there's
Splinks.
definitely not going to be any more. The layer thrown out. You have to respect this if you're the defenders. But no, they're peeking, going for the picks. Trade it out, though, and that's definitely not what you want.
No, absolutely. This is the opposite of what you would want as Kingdom again in a 1 versus 5. Just that Reyna alive. And sure, a couple of players are hurt, but this is so intimidating. What do you do? How do you approach this? Choosing to take the fight towards Hookah, it looks like, can't read LFT, making some noise, giving up the position, and is going to search for a fight. He's going to come up against a fight immediately to his left. Will he check for it? Yeah, but so sure is too sure with that 3K on the round. What a beautiful round, and another flawless for Sleepy Time Chicken.
I mean, pretty much everything went off that first initial pick. And this is why the Brimstone has been swapped out for the Omen so much in recent time. It's because you don't have the same utility. You don't have the regenerating smokes. You don't have anything that's cross-map. And the fact that So Sure got a pick right at the beginning of the round takes away half of that utility, locks the Brimstone over to the B site, and of course you can abuse that. The second you see the second or third smoke come down, you know, you can just cruise your way on to B, take it. Now economy in their hands. It's going to be both teams with guns.
Yeah, absolutely. Finally, we're going to see the gun show here as both teams are mostly bought up. The Op not able to secure the kill. 1 HP left, but his teammates able to help as Koi does eliminate the first player. But Miss Hacker trading down that Opper leaves us in an interesting 4 versus 4 retake with 2 players kind of on site already, kind of already creating space, and 2 running to try to make something of this round. I'm not totally sure that this is a very winnable retake for Kingdom. Even though it's a 3rd round right away with the health and the guns and the economy, I don't know. Maybe just save. Now they're down to just 2. I can't believe they're pushing this. They feel like they need this round in order to make something happen. And Koi taking down Not Jay, just Miss Hacker, who was able to make 2 before going down to Little Mo. What an unfortunate round that is. Now they are going to be dang near rope.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. It definitely should have probably been a save from Kingdom. It's not an economic hit you can afford to take. Now it's Sleepy Time Chicken spiraling there out of control. Look at this. 5K, 4K, 5K, 3K
Ridiculous.
on the others, and that's just because they had to spend a little bit of pocket change on the way in. Kingdom, because they didn't save there, are severely hit, and they're forcing up here as well.
My
They're
God.
gonna have barely enough to buy in the next round. They're playing some really risky Valorant. They can't afford to do that if they're going to give up first picks like this. Oh my God.
Well, they're doing something wacky with that wacky buy. They're all hitting it on the way in. Tim saying no, Novo agreeing. And that's a second for Novo before Strobes finally gets 1. So the push through Hookah, not what I would call successful in what was ultimately a 3-for-1 exchange. And Strobes has got to use his utility to run for his life. Now he's being pushed from in front of him, beside him. Whoa, I don't know why you walk through that with the op when you know he's got the SMG right there. As Strobes eliminating Tim, that was maybe what I would call a bad play. I would maybe certify that a bad play. And Kingdom still no idea what's going on here as they're split across the 2 sides, but Reyna jumping through that TP makes for a quick 2 versus 3 attempted retake. They have really good... Oh no, will that shock dart do him? No, he avoids the shock dart. He must have been a foot outside of its range door.
Yeah, I'm curious whether or not he goes for the save here. He was in a good position to stop this push. However many he got was definitely a nice little economic boost. If they hold on to this operator and you get 2 picks out of it, maybe grab another gun on your way in, honestly, I think you could start counting that. It's pretty much worth it. I'd love to see the Reyna come up by Hookah, take another one of those weapons away. You'd be feeling pretty all right about that round if you're Kingdom.
Yeah, for forcing all in, at least you have 2 rifles. Oh, I can't read LFT.
Ooh,
making something of
minute.
this. Wait a sec, as he gets 2 quick ones. Now it's just the Sova alone, but there's no time. Unfortunate that, but what a great economic hit that round ultimately turned out to be, as just Koi surviving with that 1 rifle, no operators. They are loaded, so it's not going to be a problem for him, but that was an interesting end of the round.
I need thank you.
Yeah, and well, one that's huge for Kingdom. You come away, like we said, operator and a rifle. You take 4 of the rifles out of the hands of Sleepy Time Chicken, who now can't buy another operator. That's a nice economic hit. We talked in the previous round about how far ahead they were economically, how good they're going to be feeling, but now they've probably only got 1 buy backing this, provided they do end up losing this round. And most importantly, Miss Hacker has that operator in hand, and we know how deadly that can be on bind.
Let's see what they're able to make of this. Oh, immediately getting one with one of those cheeky spots is Miss Hacker, proving why it is worth it. Oh, you can't go down like that, though, as Koi taking down one, Novo getting the operator down, and now it's a 4 versus 3, not favoring the defenders on a map, favoring the defenders. Not a good start. This is probably the A bomb site all but secured as they wait to push in, but no, they're going to go ahead and throw them off their trail by running through to B. The ult is going to come out from the Omen to go into the back of side and make sure that nobody is there, and it really is wide open. There's nobody there, and it's going to be a complete retake with this Sova lurking behind the two players moving towards labs. This is so scary. This is the flash missing Slick, so able to capitalize on that and take So Sure out. This Sova from behind, though, finally taking down the Not Jade on the Killjoy. I'm not sure how long he held that trigger discipline, but it seemed like quite a while. And now it's a 3 versus 1 with just the Omen Strobes remaining on Kingdom.
2v1, does he even want to go for this? It's another opportunity for them to save. You made a pretty decent economic hit. If you just watch the door on the way out, you could be all right, but no. Nova Dingo gonna find him on the way in. 5-0, and as many economic hits as you can give Sleepy Time Chicken, you can't take back those rounds, Leg.
Yeah, absolutely not. 5-0 is the score, and unfortunately, looking across the kills, 3-2, 2-1, and 0. On the side of Kingdom, I'm not poking fun. I'm just stating that Sleepy Time Chicken is having quite the game. Nova, we saw another multi-kill round up 10-1. Fragging out of his mind. The rest of the team just kind of making sense of the rest of the kills that are present on the scoreboard. And 5-0 is the score heading into the 6th round.
And I think such is kind of the nature of changing out your Cypher for a Killjoy. It's just not the same. Right. This Killjoy has not really had that much effect on the game. Sleepy Time Chicken have given zero respect to Kingdom. These sightlines are completely open. They just walk up their mid, find a pick, and then act on it, either forcing out a rotate or just pushing straight onto the site. Good picks, though, by I Can't Read LFT are going to start off the round and give them the first advantage they've seen in a long time.
Yeah, Tim trading it back, though. I Can't Read LFT popping off. The 3K with the ult still active could be very, very, very powerful. And now you've just got two players stuck back behind Bathroom. The spike is secured. You've got an ulted Reyna who's been fragging out of her mind, staring you down. What do? So Sure trying to make use of that flash. I Can't Read LFT hits the most ridiculous shot. And then Miss Hacker rounding it out nice and smooth. A first round on the board and quite a dominant one.
Damn, dude. He got that 4th one blind. That
was crazy.
Feels bad
that was
around
crazy.
The corner into headshot. Now, though, they're set up. They've got double operators. And you know what? That last round was really risky. Like, they bought everything up. They spent all their cash, even buying a brand new shiny operator for Miss Hacker. And you know what? They double their investment. Now they've got 2. I'm curious to see what this setup is actually like. So it looks like we're going for a bit of an aggressive peek out towards B long, somewhere where they haven't seen an operator this entire time. This is dangerous for Sleepy Time Chicken. They're bound to peek this.
Oh my god, there's so many of them there. One of them's going to peek. Are they going to be ready for this operator? The camera goes out and reveals the position, forcing the jet off. That was a really, really good utility use to avoid, as you said, what could have been a very scary situation.
Yeah, but now you're back in the same situation as you were before. All they have to do is just hold smokes on this site. Just drop smoke after smoke after smoke. I want to see a decisive push here. It's going to be Tim finding the first.
Miss Hacker trading him out immediately, but Novo's able to trade her out, and now it's a mess for Kingdom. 4 versus 2 on the retake. The attacking side with all the control of the world, but no, you just like that. 2 frags, not Jaden Strobes, evening it up. Here comes that Killjoy ult. Will it make a difference? No, he's just looking the wrong way, and Strobes taking him down. And now it's just not Jade against Little Mo. Little Mo able to avoid the ultimate and using his own to reveal the position. What are we going to make of this? It's going to be a gunfight. It's going to be a battle. As Not Jade steps out, but not able to secure the kill. Little Mo clutching it out and putting a 6-1 on the board.
Yeah, that was a nice clutch by Lil Mo. I think you could tell Not Jade lost a good bit of control of the spray at the end, and the nerves really getting to him. However, 1v2, pretty impressive little hold here from Lil Mo, holding on to that massive lead that Sleepy Time Chicken have earned. And you know what? Putting Kingdom right back in that economic hole. Look at the weapons here. It's just not pretty, Leg.
Oh, God. It's ugly. One vandal, I guess, makes it at least a polished turd, huh?
To say the very least. Now, where do they put this? Do they go for another 5-man stack? No, they're spreading out. They really believe they can win these duels, but it's going to take some supremely impressive individual play to actually take this round out, because no amount of just decent positioning is going to get you there. There's a shorty lined up in hookah. If they start this round off with one pick, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves.
Ooh, Tim taking his time, able to spot the kill, secure the sneaky. Oh no, what are they doing? They don't even check the corner. Koi just walking out looking at nothing. Tim's able to trade out Miss Hacker, but that was one that he did not earn. I can't read LFT making use of that one vandal that we mentioned, able to pop the head of a very important player on Sleeky Time Chicken. That was their top fragger who has had so many multi-count kill rounds. And now Little Mo coming in clutch again, baby, as he takes I Can't Read LFT down, and that, I believe, was the only rifle on anybody. Tim taking down Not Jade, and that is going to be a 3K on the round for the Reyna player, continuing to utilize those orbs to move around and look for more information, not heal up, not go for that overshield. Very aggressive. I love it. Strobes, how can you do anything but save here, buddy?
Yeah, hold on to the weapon, but that's real bittersweet. It's just a consolation prize, and by that I mean it's just a stinger. It's nothing to write home about. Your mom won't ever put that up on the fridge, unless you get more than one here. Might just catch out Tim. That's a run.
What are these crazy, like,
are they?
Oh.
That hurts. That hurts a little bit on the inside. The fact that Kingdom are getting so much value right now. Oh my god, he bought
no, he got the up! Oh no!
Every single time.
Oh my god.
Okay, Kingdom they're just thrift shopping, man. They're just buying secondhand every single round. That's about the best thing they can do. Their economy is still in the dumps, dude. They've got 4 rifles and an operator, so back again. It's the turd polished into a diamond. We're feeling all right about this next one, but you have to make it count. The score is still 7-1, and as far as defensive half goes, that is really unacceptable.
Really bad. Really, really bad. I am just absolutely in shock. How do we keep finding ourselves in positions where the round is decided and then a bunch of kills go to Kingdom? Too late to win, too late to have any real impact, not even really exits sometimes, just in really weird situations where they end up picking up all these guns, and now they have an arguably better buy than Sleepy Time Chicken. Pim proving that they don't need the better buy by opening one up against Strobes. I Can't Read LFT is trying to get one, but Not Jade was able to trade that one back. Tim earlier going down. Now it's 4-4. Tight and even. It looks like everybody is already rotated except for the Brim. It's smart on this map, of course, to leave one player on each site, as the Brim can now hear them pouring out and say, please, rotate and help me, please.
Yeah, help is gonna come. Help is gonna come way too late. 4v4, that's gonna be an orbital strike drop down point. It's really just gonna deny this plant for a quarter second, though. It's bound to go down eventually, as the position is exactly the same.
Miss Hacker and I Can't Read LFT both getting one, and Omen can't do anything. So sure has been so good, not able to make anything of the round, and that was such an easy retake for Kingdom.
And, okay, so they finally come away with a gun round that they haven't had to kind of cheat their way through. They'll bolster their economy. They're feeling good for a couple more rounds after this, but you don't want to have to lose rounds from here on. If you want to call it even a remotely successful defense side, you need to win everything from here on out. Sleepy Time Chicken's economy is really strong. They're going to have enough money to buy for most of the rounds following this one. However, definitely not this one. They're set back on pistols.
Yeah, they could drop weapons around, I think, and make something of this, but I think it's smart. I mean, you're up 7-2 on the attacking side of Bind. Show him some disrespect. Show him some sheriffs. Let me see some grapes get popped. Let me see some action here. I'm excited. I think this could be a really, really fun round.
I'm shooting for bigger fish, man. I don't want grapes. I want melons rolling right about now. Are they going 5-man bathrooms? Oh my god.
Oh my god, do it, please. Okay,
they might just. If there was ever a round, it's the 5 sheriff round.
Yes, here they go. Oh my god, they're going to annihilate this Killjoy. This Killjoy's toast already. And no offense or anything, she's just going to be up against 5 sheriffs from players who've proved themselves adequate at clicking on heads. So this should be a lot of fun. I really am actually so excited to see 5 players with sheriffs pouring out onto the A side.
And you know what? I think just that first shot actually tells Kingdom a lot about the buy, because the money was in between. They could have gone for the sheriffs, but they went for the sheriffs. And now Sleepy Time Chicken actually know that, or pardon me, Kingdom actually know that. How much artillery can they throw at this door?
Out goes the flash, and not Jade says not today, taking down Koi and team immediately. This is going to be really hard from this point as Jodomo gets 1. Not Jade 3 on the round, and now it's just Novo Dango, the man himself, who's had so many multi-kill rounds. As I've said, I think he's at 4 at this point. Make it 5. Let's see if he can get a 3rd. Oh, he can. Oh my god. This is
you can kill everything.
Slowly getting out of hand as now both of the other defenders are rotating. He doesn't know that, of course, but he's got a lot of time to figure this out.
Like, this guy's like a walking genocide at this point. He's got to deal with the turret, but after that, Spike Plant should be pretty free.
I don't think he's going to be able
pushing him. He hears. Does he hit the shot?
No, does he? He
7 seconds on the clock. There isn't enough time. There's no time.
It looks like he's going to save. That's an okay play, I think. You take the rifle out of it. You bought 5 sheriffs. You kill all but 2 players, and you take a rifle into the next round. I think that's better than we possibly could have expected.
But, like, think of the possibility. But what if? What if? Like,
what if?
At the rate that this guy's hitting headshots, he could have. He just had to get 1 and then go for the Spike Plant. But yeah, I understand. You know, it's risky. It's definitely the right play to hold on. And now their economy is in a much better place for it. And you take a lot of the money away from Kingdom. They still don't have that bolstered buy anymore because you killed enough people. Yes, they buy an operator, but should they lose a round or 2 following this, they're not going to be able to get themselves out of the hole for the final couple rounds of the half. Curious to see, though, where they post up this operator, because Miss Hacker has peeked a couple different places, and that is definitely not the correct one. Plenty of people lined up to take her down. How much more can they find off the back of this, though?
That is a very good opening for them, as now they have control of the op and they have the advantage of the numbers. Sleepy Time Chicken have just been flexing on these guys for the majority of this game. The last couple of rounds, of course, have gone to Kingdom. They've showed that they can play too, but 7-3 is still such a rough score line for a defending side. The flash coming out from Reyna, able to take down Novo Dango, but Koi, what a shot, able to pop that head over that lip, could barely see anything, and a little bit of a flick just for effect.
Oh, but leg, look at the rotation. Oh, this is gross. This is going to totally catch him off guard. The Spike and the Rain are both in position. It's just an omen against them. How well does this Paranoia hit? Goes out. Smoke's on top of himself, right through the box. There's no real damage being done. All he's done is give up his position and allow this Spike to go down. Defenders now retaking 3 versus 4. This does not look good for Kingdom.
No, it does not, Dor. This is a very, very ugly situation, and Little Mo showing why it's ugly. Taking down Splicks, and now it's 2 versus 4. Tim taking down Strobes, and now there's just 1, just the Killjoy. The character's been a bit ineffective. The player has been not as effective, and Koi with another. She's been having some fabulous rounds, too, there. Another 3K for him.
Yeah, I mean, once the operator got in their hand, it locks down that Spike for the post-plant as well. Now look at the economy of Kingdom. This is the hit that it took in the previous round. Yes, there's a couple of people able to buy, but no one's really going to be feeling good after this one. Couple of rifles. You got 1 player floating in, likely just buying a Stinger, maybe a little bit of something extra on top of that, maybe some armor. It's going to be a Bulldog. You know what? I have a little bit more cash I gave him credit for, but this is a full commit from them.
This is round 12. Why would the Killjoy not drop the rifle? She has 2,200. Anyways, I can't read LFT taking out, so sure, open the roundup. Dor, why don't you take us through the little bit of this last round of the first half here?
Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of aggression from Sleepy Time Chicken. Every time Kingdom throws smoke up, Sleepy Time Chicken are more than happy to walk straight the hell through it with 3 people. And you know what? I like it. I like the cojones we're seeing from these guys. However, now there's an operator in hand. You have to be a little bit more patient about how you play things. Tim, however, not going to miss. Glad you used the intangible there, aren't you? Oh my god, that was close. Now this opening is in a really tricky position. Gets to teleport out. Oh, but it's only into the welcoming arms of Tim.
Unbelievable play, Dor. A 3K. That movement off of the intangible was just, if he missed 1 tiny mistake, he's gone there. Very impressive play. Great to see this Opper being aggressive and really sort of flexing on how much better he's been performing. Oh no, Miss Hacker, you can't miss those. That leaves just Splix alone in a 1 versus 3. Now the ult's coming out, so the position is going to be revealed, and a 4K for Tim, a 9-3 half in favor of the attacking side. Sleepy Time Chicken showing they woke up for this one, Dor.
Yeah, that one hurt. You send a bunch of people in an operator 1 at a time with plenty of time in between as well. You know, just make sure Tim lines up that aim just how they want. You know what? After an operator round like that, I'm real scared for this defensive half that we're going to see from Sleepy Time Chicken in a second. They get their hands on an operator, maybe even two, put it in the hands of Tim and Koi. That is going to be Site A and Site B locked right the hell down. Kingdom have to come out of the gate swinging if they want a chance here.
Yeah, they're really going to have to make some very powerful plays or some really, really, really awesome executes. Otherwise, the momentum for the Sleepy Time Chicken is carried in. This is such a mountain that Kingdom has to climb on the not favored side. And Tim peeking out is going to get all the information in the world. Splix opens us up by taking down one. Pushing towards mid, trying to get control of that A site is Kingdom. Now on the attacking side, haven't lost anybody yet. Sleepy Time Chicken is one man down, so it's going to be a 5 versus 4 retake. Oh, well, I think he saw the head there. That was weird. Choosing not to fire, I guess. Not able to secure that first kill, but Koi is with the shock dart. Little Mo making up for it by getting the second one, but there's just kills flying left and right as it leaves us in just a 2-on-2. 1 versus 1. Koi, another multi-kill round, gets the 3K, secures the turret, is dead, and is going to be able to defuse. That was a scrappy round, Dor.
I mean, like, you've been around the internet for a while. I'm sure you're familiar with the term clown fiesta.
Yes.
I think that's about the only way that I could describe that round. That was one of those hectic post plays I've seen in my entire life. And that's crazy considering Kingdom are running 2 smoke characters. They had everything to lock down the site, and they did it for a second, but then both of those smoke characters died. All of that faded out, and all there was just a hail of bullets, and that's where Sleepy Time Chicken come in. The superior aim, the better mechanics are going to prevail every time in that situation. Kingdom have to lock it down a little bit better in the post plan, and it's promising getting the spike down and in there, but they need to play safer up against the aim of Sleepy Time Chicken, who yet again going for that full ghost buy.
I do think Sleepy Time Chicken snuck one of the silenced SMG in there right at the very end, so I think we will see a little bit more than just ghosts. I think a little bit more respect being shown to Kingdom. So sure, throwing that flash and making really good use of it as he secures the first kill. He's not able to get the second one, as I can read LFT pops his, oh, I'm sorry, that was Strobes that took So Sure down. There was a great being popped across the map, and that opened things up for Kingdom. I can't read LFT. I believe that's the second one for him. Novo Durango taking down Strubs. Just 2 people alive. Control of Hookah for Sleepy Time Chicken. They're throwing the flash out and jumping out. Tim taking down one immediately, making use of that SMG. Knife out. Bit of silliness. Novo finishing it off nice and clean. An 11th round on the board for Sleepy Time Chicken.
You could see it in his eyes. He wanted that knife. He was ready to go for it. Unfortunately, doesn't really need it to finish off that round. And that's what I'm talking about, man. Sleepy Time Chicken don't respect anything. Smokes, mid, sightlines, they don't give a damn. They walk straight the hell through with the Spectre. And yes, Kingdom got control of the site, but what they didn't realize, there was 2 people already behind them ready to foil their plans. With a Spectre in hand on second round, you can expect nothing but that to happen. Clean up there by Tim to hold on, and now it's all about capitalizing, using this bonus round to your advantage.
Oh, and that's how you start it off, is you're able to make use of that SMG and immediately trade it out for a rifle. You really can't ask for much more than that, as now it's a 3-on-2, very, very quickly securing. A quick replay here back, Tim securing that kill, making good use of it, very, very smart. Although, with those couple of kills, now it's a little bit closer. Still, ooh, now it's not close at all. Strobes is in a lot of trouble. Yep, and that's it. 12th round on the board for Sleepy Time Chicken. Not much to say, really. They found him, they shot him, it was over.
I think there actually is a good bit to say there. It's weird enough because it looks like a deathmatch game, or maybe even one of my ranked games, but Sleepy Time Chicken are actually pushing a lot of parts of the map with good reads. They're playing relatively aggressive in the middle, but the second they realize that they're drawing aggression from Kingdom, they recognize that they can push the other side of the map. And if you haven't noticed, for the past 2-3 rounds, every time they see pressure on one side of the map, they're pushing the opposite. They're taking a ton of map control away from Kingdom and choking them out. So you reach these positions at the end of the round where even if it's 3v2, even if it's 2v2, they have a massive advantage just from the angles that they have.
Yeah, the amount of space that they're able to control individually and then with their communication as a team is very, very good. You called it that these guys were going to be really strong, and goddamn if you weren't right, man. These guys are strong. Looking like it could even be a 13-3, as they've already got the advantage in this round. Spike is down. 3 players are down, all at the hands of Koi. So sure with the 4th. Only 1 more left to find. This one is all but in the books.
Wow. What a commanding second half leg. Sleepy Time Chicken. I believe that was the same scoreline, if not better than their semifinals. That is ridiculous. They went from beating somebody 13-5 in semis to stomping somebody 13-3. Or, pardon me, beating somebody in quarters 13-5 to stomping somebody 13-3 in semis. It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, they're buying, they're winning on everything. They're finding kills with sheriffs. They're having people pop off with pretty much every agent on the roster. This is a very strong team to look out for heading into tomorrow.
Well, and one thing I think that's much more important, other than the awesome gunplay, the awesome aim, was that thing that you talked about regarding control of the map, right? Creating space for their team, creating, always having an advantage because of the space that they create at the beginning of the round with their multi-prong attacks, the way that they move through the map, and the way that they communicate the information that they're gathering to each other, along with the fact that when you leave their top fragger alone with a deagle, he's going to kill 3 of you like pretty much immediately, makes this, like you said, not just a scary, but a potential top contender.
Yeah, Sleepy Time Chicken, somebody to look out for. Commiserations, though, over to Kingdom. There were some highlight moments. They won over a couple rounds with buys that I don't think they had any right winning rounds with, but you know what they say. It's not the size of the buy, it's how you use it. Sleepy Time Chicken, though, the economic distress comes through. It pays off in the end, and they'll take away the first semi of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, though, keep your eyes peeled and your butts right in those seats, because we're going to be right back with the second semifinal between both Ethereum and Thrifty Esports.
Excited for this next one, guys. Be right back. Hi, and welcome back to the Cyber Athletic Organization. We've got our first big tournament here. Make sure to check out the CAO.gg for the more information about the organization. We've got a very cool upcoming match, but I think we're going to take just a second here, Dor, to reflect on what we just saw.
We saw Sleepy Time Chicken put teams to sleep. They put Kingdom to sleep. They put player after player to sleep, putting them in the dirt. And it was more than just individual skill. The mechanics, yes, they were nice, but I honestly felt like Kingdom were matching them mechanically. They were doing a good job putting up those 1v1 gunfights. It was in the strategy that we saw Sleepy Time Chicken come alive. We talked about it after the last game. Their map control is disgusting, dude. They were choking out their opponents round after round after round. You give an inch, they take a mile, and I think that's really the entire story of that game.
Yeah, what was incredible to me is, I mean, we saw a 3 versus 2 turn into a 2 versus 1, where Sleepy Time Chicken was down to 2 players, but because of the amount of space they had created on the map, they were literally about to barrel out behind all 3 of the defending or the attacking players who had no idea that they were possibly in hookah. They threw the flash out, they jumped down, and they killed everybody. It was just absolute control of the map, dominance, even when they weren't winning gunfights.
Yeah, well, speaking of winning gunfights, they did that plenty as well. We can talk about the players at the top of their kill feed. I want to highlight Tim. I thought Tim was fantastic. Had a really good read on the map a lot of times. Yes, we saw Nova pop off at the start of the match, especially. Gave him a big lead on the attacking side. But on the defense, Tim really locking it down. The operator in hand, round after round went their way. I want to see more from that in the grand finals, but until then, we've got another semifinal on the horizon, ladies and gents. It's Thrifty Esports taking on Ethereum for a second of the night. One of these teams, though, has a lot more to prove than the other. Ethereum coming off of a massive 13-3 win. And on the other hand, Thrifty got a DQ win, which honestly is not a ding against them. You don't know what they're looking like, though. Huge wild card, huge dark horse. Like, what are you expecting in this match?
Well, the interesting thing is that I've watched Thrifty Esports in 3 other separate tournaments. I've seen them in the quarterfinals. I've seen them in the semifinals. I haven't seen them win, but I've seen them perform very, very well. I would say all of their players, if I remember correctly, they're all immortal or better. They're a talented squad, and they've been coming together just in the last few weeks to a couple months, maybe I would say. So I'm really excited to see how they've come along as a team, and if they can bring a superstar performance to make a name for themselves in a big tournament like this.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're going to need to bring a superstar performance up against Ethereum, who have dominated pretty much everyone they've seen. 213-3s are their score lines. They've only given up 6 rounds. They've taken 26 off of people. Like, think about that statistic. That is insane. Either they've had the easiest run of this tournament ever, or they're just out here to kick some butt. And honestly, it's starting to feel like the latter. If they put a third game up like that, I am not sure what's going to be going down in these finals. Because imagine Sleepy Time Chicken versus another team that's rolling people like that. That's something I'm ready to see. And you know what? 3 maps tomorrow night might just be the treat that we get coming out of it. We got to see what Thrifty have to say about them, though. We're going to be playing over on Haven, which is a little bit different from Bind that we saw earlier. It's going to require a little bit more heads-up rotation, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like Haven is a map that if you don't know how to check for contact and immediately either start to push and aggressively or start to rotate, almost on game sense and on instinct, you just can't have enough people on a site at one time or another, which is why, despite defender advantage, this is one of the more even maps, as you said at the beginning of the cast. So I think Haven's one of my favorite maps. I think it makes for really, really exciting flank and rotation-based play with a lot of people moving around, a lot of different moving pieces, and I think it creates, it shows you what a team is made of, whether they can capitalize on the space created by those flanks and rotations.
Yeah, I think you put it perfectly, and I don't think a round's ever over on Haven either. I think that's what differentiates it from a lot of the other maps here in Valorant. A lot of the other maps, it's you take a site, retakes are going to be difficult, no matter what you do. If you let that spike go down, life just gets harder afterwards. On Haven, everything is wishy-washy. You get the plant on C, the retake is pretty much 50-50. Same thing goes for A. B, a lot harder to hold, which is why we see a lot of teams using B as actually another route over onto A. They'll go a 3-2 split, trying to make their way up through middle and a long. And that can work, but it's a very risky strategy. It's one team's been liking lately, though, and I would love to see either of these guys break it out.
Yeah, what's so interesting about that B side is if you really break it down and think about it, it is such an incredibly short amount of space that the attackers have to pass through, like just literally units of space in the game, in order to be from where they are at the spawn barrier to on the site. It's so close. And so, yeah, like you said, there's so many different ways that you can, use utility to take advantage of the fact that you can basically be there as soon as the defenders are, to A split, to just plant B, use your utility to hold. I think it creates one of the more dynamic places on the map, that along with the mid doors.
Yeah, but I think it also is risky, right? This is why we've seen a lot of teams just rotate through B and use it as an attacking point onto the other sites, is because post plant is a problem. We talk about most of the sites in this game being favored towards the people getting the spike down. Post plant is really tricky to come and retake on Haven. Most of the sites, A and C in particular, are really even. Retakes are super possible. B, retakes are favored. You better hope you have utility to lock that thing down. You better hope you're not about to get Sage walled off, because there is so much that is going to stand in between you and the 40 or so seconds that it takes for that bomb to blow right on up. And I'll tell you what, they're going to have to fight tooth and nail for it, should they choose to go to that B site. Now we can kind of start talking about agents, though. It's what do you choose to lock down these sites, right? Killjoy, less of an option on Haven. I've seen it a couple times. I don't really like it, and I haven't seen any good usage of it that I super prefer yet. However, it also opens up the door that maybe you want to play something like a Brimstone that offers a couple more smokes than the Omen to cover the wider area and the more choke points that Haven offers. What are the things that you're looking for, Leg?
You know, it really would surprise me if we don't see at least one Sage. Her ability to control certain parts of this map can just be like so ridiculously strong. Maybe not though. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe we'll see smokes and we'll see flashes and other kinds of ways to deter them from coming to the site. But it would not surprise me at all if we see at least one, if not two Sages. I guess we'll see, though, as we move on to Haven here. I am just excited to see the team comps once I see them together and kind of put those pieces together.
Yeah, it can be a lot harder to run Sageless on this map specifically, and we can kind of detail why. It's because it's so rotation-oriented, right? So say you want to attack A, you draw people over, and then you decide to rotate. Well, you may have lost health. You may have lost utility on the way there. You need that Sage because those plays are going to be happening more on Haven than on any other map in the game. Hence why the Sage is much more required here. On the defensive side of things, she's pretty good at locking down that B site. She's got a couple reliable places, not to mention really quick rotates to either side of the map so she can heal her teammates up quickly and be anywhere at any time. The quickest little ambulance you ever did see.
Right. The little heal on wheels. She'll be running around with that knife out back and forth, making sure that her team is going up to full HP. Like I said, I'm an Omen main, but I have what I call the pocket Sage, where if nobody else picks it, I'll usually pick it on a map like Haven. And I'm so used to just seeing the CT spawn as I run back and forth and make sure that everybody's healed from B. But that's another story for another time, I suppose, as we move into final match of the night here, a best of one, Thrifty versus Ethereum. I am really excited about this one. I think we're going to see a very high level of play on both sides.
Absolutely. Ladies and gents, we're getting that lobby finished up, so we're going to send you to a quick little break before we hop into our second semifinal of the night.
It is with a heavy heart that I bring some terrifying news. Omen has been globally disabled because somebody figured out how to teleport through the spawn barriers, and now they have to patch it. Fortunately, though, for you folks at home, teams have agreed to not play Omen. So we are going to be moving on into this next game. The lobby is going to be reconfigured. Dort, talk to me a little bit, man. What are you thinking? Here we go, Thrifty versus Ethereum.
Well, big mix-up, obviously, the fact that there's no Omen. There is a replacement there. The Brimstone's pretty good. You'll probably just slot right into most of those compositions. Just fine. I'm not expecting the game to change too much. Without the paranoia, you maybe want to run a little bit flashier of a composition. Maybe you go for the Phoenix. Maybe you go for two of those entry fraggers. You have the opportunity to run the Reyna. I wouldn't be too surprised to see something a little bit more along the lines of a Raze thrown into the mix, as opposed to running two flashes. You just throw a little bit more defensive utility on there, and I think that might actually be the better answer. But this is definitely testing these teams' abilities to adapt on the fly, which only makes that standard composition of running Sage, running Omen, running Brimstone all the more important on Haven, because now you're going to be rotating a lot more. When those smokes run out from the Brimstones that'll inevitably be played, you're really out of options. So the question comes up of resource management, right? Your Sage has a wall. You have 3 smokes from Brimstone. You have 2 cyber cages from Cypher, assuming they play them. That is it.
Right.
That meter will deplete throughout the round. If one team can draw it out, they are going to give themselves a huge advantage going into the latter half. So it's something they haven't had to really worry about before with those regenerating Omen, but now you do. Now you have to be careful not to get drawn out, not to use everything and let it go a bit too quick.
Yeah, and not just the regenerative ones as from Omen, as you said, but now you have to spend money on every single stall, right? You have to buy those cyber cages. You have to buy those smokes. It's going to be more defaults, more default pistols, I imagine, on these pistol rounds in order to secure more utility, to try to delay, to try to create space. I'm very interested to see, though. Haven, as I said, one of my absolute favorite maps. So I think I really expect this one to kind of be more about, I think they're both going to have such a good ability to control the map that it may actually end up coming back down to the individual fights.
And yeah, like you said, without all those smokes in the way, individual fights definitely are the way to go, but we're looking for teams to create disadvantageous fights for the opposing team. You're looking for them to find their way in with 2v1s, with double peaks, with flashes. That's how you find wins when you're playing just raw map without any smokes. you have to be throwing multiple people at the problem, which is difficult on Haven, especially for the defenders who are going to spread themselves out pretty thin trying to hold all parts of the map. I feel like if the attackers can throw 3-4 people down a sight line, they're almost going to be guaranteeing it with the little bit less utility that the defenders are going to be wanting to commit to these. Because remember, they have to save some for the retake, but you also don't want to let it to sight because retaking can be just as difficult when you don't have that util. Let's see what they're locking in though here. It's going to be, of course, Brims for either side. Cypher locked up for Ethereum. However, no Cypher over on the side of Thrifty. Another team opting for Killjoy over Cypher, and I don't like it for the same reason I didn't like it last time. It's just not the same amount of hard hold potential.
Yeah, not at all. It can provide some intel, certainly. I agree, and I concede the point, but it's just not the same character. It just doesn't provide the same level of information or utility.
You know what, though? We're not seeing Sages here. From either side. Both sides replacing with the Sova appropriately so. It gives you the time to react. You can play more aggressively when you know where the opposing team is. Ethereum have opted for double flashes though. Reyna and Phoenix, they want to play aggressively. They want to take those one-on-one fights and create advantageous positions for themselves where the enemy can't peek. Edgy opening things up correctly. Oh my god, they're just lining up for this, man. He'll get the full heal off as well to ensure he gets out scot-free. 60 HP to your name, but it's totally worth it, Leg.
Yeah, a whole bunch pushing through long here. Door looks like is the play. One committed to short, and this is actually, they're doing exactly what I was going to say I'd like to see a lot of this game, and that is playing for the retake. As soon as they realize that they're overwhelmed and they're outnumbered, they fall off of the site. They drop back and lose that commitment they have to the site in order to reposition together for a retake. And now they can flood out together, and it's working very, very well. Only 2 remaining players left on Thrifty. Very well played from Ethereum to put themselves in this 4 versus 2. Playing for the retake is going to maybe be the name of the game here today on Haven.
And it's clearly working. 3 members still alive. This is where that Brimstone comes in. The smokes only last so long, and you only got so many of them. Leg drops all 3 immediately. The second they clear, it is a shooting gallery for Ethereum. I think it's definitely the right idea to pull away from these sites pretty heavily, especially at a man advantage. Absolutely worth it. This second round is now going to play out completely differently to what we saw in the previous game. Full buy-up from Ethereum. That's Spectres in 4 out of the 5 players' hands. They need to be careful with these that they don't give them up. Because the second you lose one of those, the second you lose 2, remember, those are going into the hands of Thrifty eSports, and then you're evening up that gunfight, something you really don't want to do. So keep the angles long, and you should be feeling all right for the defenders. But if they let things get up close and personal, that's when we start to worry. But I don't think things are really going to get there if they do end up pushing C long like it appears they want to. Even with shorties in hand, this just doesn't seem like a great option for them.
Yeah, 5 long is very risky, especially against the predicted SMGs, and this is why, as Valir and Alec just mowing them down. Lethal able to get 1 with the jumping burst click, but that was it, and this shock dart is going to do some damage, not just some damage, but cleaning up Lethal with Alex getting the 3K and a second round on the board for Ethereum.
Awesome round for Ethereum. I mean, everything they wanted. It's not a perfect round. Yes, you lose 1 player, but that could have been so much worse, right? You run into the shotguns, all of a sudden you're losing 1, 2, maybe a plant goes down. The money here is not good for the attackers, and they're going to be making concessions for that. I can assure you there's going to be a lack of utility from a couple of the players here. However, still smokes to execute. It's even guns, pardon me. Not even guns because Ethereum held for a bonus round. They bought an Odin.
Watch this cheeky move. He's going to throw it the bolt over to try to get the information and then spray through the doors till they break down. It's cheeky. It's disrespectful. It may just net him a kill. We'll just have to see.
Oh, speaking of cheeky and disrespectful, they pushed all the way up A long. Oh no, there's no way the attackers expect this one.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
They're going to rotate there as well.
Excuse me there, Dora. I didn't mean to speak over you there, buddy. This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of map where if you take that initial peek and you see that there's nobody there, you can feel confident to push up and take an advantage to create a situation like that or to create a flank so quickly. And it pays off. Only a 1-for-1 trade ultimately, leaving us in a 4 versus 4. But Dora, what do you think about this approach as they split 2 and 2 towards A?
So as much as that flank may not have gotten as much value as they wanted, it did still tell them that they were attacking that site. And now Thrifty have committed a lot of utility to heading this way. They've committed a lot of bodies as well. They have to make it count. Ergonon and Lethal, though, are doing so. 2 picks to open up the site, and as well, they can capitalize on that because they still have some utility to boot.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting round. Thrifty showing that they're a contender here, although it is a bonus round. As you said, the buy is wacky and disrespectful on the side of Ethereum, so it's going to be maybe a little bit more even next round when we're seeing rifles across the board for everybody. Valier takes a risky couple of shots out on the site. I would hold on to these guns. Ooh, Alec has different plans in mind, though, as he pops ahead of Ghost, leaving us in a 2 versus 2. Now suddenly this is winnable, Door.
Remember, this Odin, it was a huge commitment. They may have had a bonus round, but this guy will definitely not be buying, and he peeks at the wrong time. Urkanaut turns it into a 1 versus 1. I don't think Cypher can get there in time. He's just got to let this one go, try and find a pick on the back end. Is he ready? He's not. Urkanaut with a 4K to finish off the round, puts one up on the board for Thrifty.
Wow, what a round. Ergonaut going huge, securing that 4K in order to win them that round. 1 kill less, and that would have gone the way and been a 3rd round for Ethereum. So great to see Thrifty showing that when they have an advantage, they are at least able to capitalize on that advantage and secure a round. And I think it speaks to good things to come.
Well, yeah, now you have to capitalize on it. Your economy's bolstered. You're feeling all right. I will say, pretty big hit to Thrifty. Their economy is not great. They're making concessions on armor. They're making concessions on abilities. Not because you did lose 4 players. Ethereum, remember, they had money to back this. They're feeling all right. It's only going to be 1 dubious buy. I believe it was an Ares on the Sova to replace that Odin. That was really, really expensive. So they at least get the double dip here. Both of these teams, though, you have to recognize they're on the edge of economic instability.
Yeah, this round is going to decide the fate of at least the next couple, because if, as you said, as either of these teams spend out, they're going to be really, really, really poorly positioned to buy into this next round. Ooh, that sound cue from DEFCON was not what we wanted to hear. Pushed up A-Long is Edgy with the control, getting one, using the invulnerability to try to get away, but Lethal hunting him down. Now it's a 4-on-4, and they are just going to pour out onto this A site and try to murder everybody.
Oh, they're going to be regretting that one. And straight into the Molotov, as well as the welcoming arms of Tello, picking up 3, putting a stop to that one like an emergency brake. Big fat bus pulling on that handle and laying it down on Thrifty, who thought they had the upper hand in that one, but were very, very wrong.
Yeah, they really were like, we did it. We got the advantage, and they ran into the welcoming arms of a DPS AoE and a whole bunch of machine gun fire from those silenced rifles. Unbelievable. A really strong round from Ethereum, bringing us to 3-1 here heading into the 5th.
Yeah, I think things are a lot more even than we give them credit for. Thrifty are still showing up in the kill feed, but it can't be missed the fact that their economy not too good. Ethereum are great here, going with the showstopper. They're looking for a 1-man advantage. Good shutdown by Alex. They got to find at least one more to call it successful. Make it 2 though, as Valier gets heads rolling. 3 members up. Ethereum end the round in the blink of an eye.
Quick little shout out to Valier, who has such incredible spray control. Watch this. 1, 2. Very, very impressed from what I've seen from this Cypher so far.
I mean, the guy's popping off. Currently at the top of the scoreboard, currently feeling real good about the way he's playing. And now think about what you're seeing if you're Thrifty, right? You attack C, you get pushed up on A every single time. You attack A, you get pushed up on C. You attack C, you run into the welcoming arms of Valier. You attack A, you're running into a Molotov. This seems like a no-win game for them, even though they have found a couple of ways in here and there.
Yeah, the one thing I haven't seen them do is what it does look like they're doing now, which is setting up for a default. Spreading out, getting some space and some control on the map, poking their little noses around and seeing what they can sniff out. Unfortunately, the one who is going to get sniffed is Ghost, as he gets annihilated by Edgy, which immediately puts Thrifty on the back foot in this round that really, if they want momentum in this half, they may need to win.
Yeah, this is their buy round. After their economy got reset, this is all they have. If they lose this one, it's likely another 1 guaranteed up on the board just because you're on pistol buys. Only 1 member on A to stomp this push, though. And if they're quick about it, this could be dubious.
Yeah, I was going to say they are primed to actually make something happen here. The ult coming down from the Brimstone is going to delay them, but not long enough. Not able to get the plants off. You need to protect your planter there, but Egonaut and Defcon immediately getting two, evening it up into a 3-on-3, and now they have to be able to get the spike down here.
The attackers may have control of the site. The defenders have the timing. The spikes down in the corner, and Thrifty aren't able to respect that nearly enough. You said it best. You have to defend that planter. I don't think it was the right idea to really go for that plant. It was really, really risky. There's only one place you could be planting. That's the thing, is the second that orbital strike comes down and you press the plant button, they could pre-fire. They know exactly where you are. The defenders are starting their game off perfectly. And you know what? The middle of the map, the part we talked about so much before the game, they've been able to completely ignore that, as well as get their economy to the point where they can just throw away the cash to grab themselves another Otis.
Oh my god, Alec. Alec wants to toss this recon dart over, get a little bit of vision, and then spray them down through the doors. He wants to make them feel punished for even showing up to play this match. Grave Crusher might be the one to do that instead, though, as he gets too quick. But Ghost, able to take down Edgy, makes this one a pretty close match. The Molly will delay. The rotation is already here. The flank is on its way around. Door, how could they possibly make something of this one?
2 words. They can't. It's 1v3. There's a weapons advantage for Ethereum. I'm sorry, the odds you're winning that one are just not too great, or at least I won't be betting on them anytime soon. The push from Grave Crusher was nice, though. A little bit of style points here. I'd like to see him play it a little bit safer, but the fact that he got back to throw the hot hands down in time is exactly what they needed. Now heading into the next round, though, the economy's a lot more even. It's going to be Thrifty feeling better about that. And now they've even got an operator on board to try and switch things up a little bit. I suspect this will likely be going to try and catch out that Reyna, who's pushed up A-long every single round.
As you say that, you see Ego on the Killjoy setting up for that A-long position. Here we go. We're going to see the exchange. What's going to happen? Grave Crusher actually opening this round up, and A-long, a bunch of shots missed from the sounds of it. So 1 kill going down on the side of Thrifty, already at a disadvantage. This team that has struggled so hard to get a foothold in this game is struggling to secure a foothold in this round. In fact, they don't even really have a foothold on the map, as they are all clumped up near A or towards that mid window.
And that's the operator down. I mean, the tricks are all gone from up your sleeve. Now, they know there's an operator. They're just going to avoid those sightlines. And then they throw down smokes. And then your operator is borderline useless. There might even be a pick here. This is kind of just a disrespectful little push from Tello. He's even going to peek it? This is just a lot of map control for Ethereum. They're chill out, just sitting right here where they are. They know they've got total control. Oh, the trigger discipline. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's going to mow him down. 1, 2, 3. Tello ends it all.
God, Tello, you absolute legend. I am so glad we got to sit here and witness that. That was a great play. So much control, as you said, so much map positioning, great trigger discipline, and then able to then execute 1, 2, you see his victims stepping out, lining up, and then the 3rd. He does secure the 4th, but it's not on the same trick. It's just on the fact that he's good at the video game. So not much to say about that round, except Tello is nuts.
He is, and you know what? Now he gets to be nuts with an operator playing against pistols, and this is why the economy matters so much in Haven. Those sightlines are so long, and it costs money in Valorant to play at range. Unless you're hitting all of your shots with the Sheriff, you have to pay to upgrade those weapons. They're going to push on to see a little bit closer quarters here, and they have to beat out Valir, who trades himself only out for 1. Now a 4v3 advantage heading into post-plant for the attackers.
Yeah, and that's Valir down, one of their very, very strong players who is yet to fail to hold the C site, if I'm not mistaken. The Killjoy ult here actually going to prove to be useful. It covers enough space that you're going to hold all of these defenders at bay, and in a 4 versus 3 with all this time, this is definitely looking like a positive chance. Ooh, Ghost picks up the Odin and taking down Edgy. 4 versus 2. Tello stepping in. Evening out immediately with the 2K. What a beautiful pair of shots with that operator. He's got the ult to create the space. Can he? No. There's no time. No time. He's got to save that off. Oh my God. What a play, though. Those 2 shots in a row were gorgeous, Door.
Yeah, I mean, we go like to the last round, we see him clutching out. We come to this one, not quite able to have the same amount of impact. But, 7-2, it's an all right half for the defenders so far. I think we can say at least that. They're not hurting for cash. They're not hurting for rounds. It's all about finishing this one off. How much more juice can you pull out of this lemon is kind of the big question for them. Thrifty, in the meantime, finally have a couple weapons, finally have a bolstered economy. You know what? The Odin looked pretty good in the hands of Ghost. I want to see more of this, and I want to see them get past that double operator setup that is now looking a little bit scary here. Both members peeking aggressively with them. Neither finding too much value yet, though, as Thrifty find the first pick, and it opens up A.
Joke's over.
Yeah, an A site that is completely open is what Thrifty is presented with. They don't know this yet. Edgy has positioned himself such that they can have the sites. Ooh, Blast, though, pushing through that smoke, using the ultimate to get a second kill of the rounds. Now Edgy's going to have to reveal the position, able to secure one, goes for the kill instead of the invuln, and Ego ends her time on the server. Now there's only 2 left, and Tello is dinked. Ghost taking him down. That's 2 operators down as Ghost secures a multi-kill on the round as well. That was a pretty dominant third round for Thrifty, despite being down 7-3.
And I'm actually really liking the look from Thrifty right now. They're playing aggressively, looking for that first pick, and then playing aggressive after that. They know the rotations have been really slow from Ethereum, and that's what they're targeting. And we talked about it before the match, how important it is that teams are rotating quickly, they're ready for any sort of attack, and Ethereum aren't. We saw it in the first round, how they wanted to back off, they wanted to play the retake, but you can't afford to do that when Thrifty have really cleaned up their post-plant holds. Every single time they attack, it is going to be deadly.
Yeah, once they commit, if you're not able to stop them, they do seem to possess the ability to hold the site. Again, pouring in with this Raze ult, and again, not doing anything, that's okay. Lethal does get one, but now suddenly with Alec and Valir, it's not so okay. Goat evening it out by taking down Valir, but now it's just Ego all alone with this operator. At least they're going to give him fights as they peek into this killjoy with the op, which is interesting. The smoke coming back down to deny the sight line and make me look like a clown. The spray through is so much damage, Dor.
I mean, you're lucky if you even just hold on to this. They can rotate firing across this choke and just not let them out of this corner until the smoke clears, and then you have to peek them, and this fight gets even worse for you. And look at this. The Brimstone's probably going to wrap around the opposite side of her and make sure she can't go anywhere for this actual peak. I will say, nice looking operator skid on there, but it's about whether or not we actually keep it in the server here.
Right, the Brim going a really, really long way around, interestingly, even though they have that security bot at the back. Oh, excuse me, that's probably the killjoy from the other side, yeah. Yeah, I guess he's just making sure, right?
Yeah, just he wants to clear out the turret, make sure he clean up the whole team. No utility left out anywhere. God, dude, 1 bullet on Urko now, and this guy's going down. 13 seconds. Just end it already, defenders. Ethereum, there it is. Finally, off the back of a curveball. Grape will find it. You know what? That Brimstone finally completes his route. I think we've really learned something about life here, about how important it is that you take time to savor the whole ride, because at the end of the day, Tello didn't even have to do work. He allowed his teammates, he believed in them, and they did it as a team.
Tello's thinking, I've got 14 kills, I've got 2 teammates alive, I'm going to go for a jog, I'm going to clear my mind, I'm going to take a look at some of this great art that Riot's put together for this fabulous video game. I know my teammates have got it, and eventually I may stumble upon them, right? So here, moving into the last round of the half, it's going to be very difficult for Thrifty to make anything of this half, let alone this game. I will just say that now, although they have proved themselves to be a talented squad of aimers, I just don't see the same kind of coordination and cooperation that I'm seeing out of Ethereum. Look at how much space the Sova has. Look how much space the Sova has. He's already all the way around to their spawn. He's going to get this raid. This raid has no idea. The timing was so perfect. Ego not taking down Edgy, who was holding a very edgy and cocky angle, it must be admitted. But there's no way that Sova doesn't get at least 1 kill for free here. I can't imagine a world where this flank doesn't work out. He got so far so fast. Are they going to check their spawn? So he's going to check his spawn. He's going to check his spawn.
What the hell kind of read was that?
Maybe they must have had a sound cue, dude. They must have.
there had to be something there. Now it's Cypher versus everybody. He's got a tripwire. Nothing really more to work with, though, as they make their way on safely to the site. They've got a couple of ultimates to work with here. Maybe put one more round on the board for Thrifty before they go out in this half.
Valir showing why he is the one to be reckoned with, trying to dance through those shots. He secures one kill before being taken out, and Blast putting Ethereum on blast and putting a 4th round on the board for Thrifty eSports. A bit of a comeback here in the later half of that first half, but still a very dominant one for Ethereum. 8-4 is not what you want to see when you start on the defending side.
Well, I think the key word here for Thrifty is confidence, or pardon me, for Thrifty is confidence. Whenever they pushed onto a site as a team, believed in each other, checked their angles, played like they didn't respect the other team at all, they found a lot more value. Ethereum aren't checking their corners. They're not exactly playing clean. They're playing aggressive themselves. They just haven't been punished for it yet. No one's challenging them or punishing their mistakes at all. And so that's what Thrifty need to do. It's a little bit trickier on the defensive side, but I think it actually pays out more on the defensive side. You end up with flanks. You end up with people in positions that the attackers aren't expecting. It's just a matter of whether or not they actually keep doing that, because it takes a lot of gall to push a site thoroughly.
Absolutely, especially when you've been shut down so many times. So it was great to see that confidence come back. Fantabulous observing here as we see those 2 shock darts come in, and that pulls every single player towards the A half of the map. This has worked exactly how they have wanted it to, as now they set up for almost what looks like a default, trying to really throw Thrifty off their game and leave them in a position where they really do not know what is going on.
Yeah, but I like the response from Thrifty, right? They're playing relatively safe. You have the Killjoy who can rotate either direction in the back here, and that's what they really want to wait towards, but they need to be careful because clearly on the wrong side of the map here. In fact, they're throwing a lot of their weight over towards that C side, which is entirely the wrong read. They will have the opportunity to just back away, go for a retake here, and they have all their utility to do it.
Yeah, so this is a fake, which is just fantastic. It's just awesome to see something obviously well thought out by Ethereum. They obviously put this together, which is exactly the kind of executes and set strats that it makes me want to talk about this video.
Their fake is only fake for so long, because now it's looking fake if they're not able to pull it off. Great Crusher goes down. 1 member remaining for Thrifty. They'll get the defuse and the first round of the half.
Wow, what a brawl on that retake door. It's kills left, right, and center. You just pew, 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 as the silenced pistol spraying in every direction. Just, Thrifty won. 5-8 as we move into the 15th round. 14,
hey, you get there eventually. Thrifty now. What do they do with this buy? 3 Spectres to their name, a Ghost, a Classic. I'm sure Defcon's going to be upgrading that to at least a little something. Ethereum don't have the same amount of cash to work with. However, if they can take away this round, which, given their ability, there is a good chance they do, they're going to set themselves up beautifully. So for Thrifty, this is a must-win, because if you lose it, your economy down in the tank.
Yeah, this is going to prove to be an important one, I think, here. Thrifty investing properly, I think. Blast has been performing very well in the early rounds, and he's able to do it again with a kill. Investing in that SMG, paying off immediately. Lethal dropping those smokes. They have given over control of Garage and are instead just holding control of site. As they push out, Alec able to take Blast down, and now the gun has been traded over, so they need to win all the rest of these gunfights, or like you said, we're going to end up in a position, well, Lethal's just going to shoot everybody with the Classic, I guess, and Defcon wrapping it up, and we move into a 6th round on the board for Thrifty. They are, like you said, positioning themselves well to have a strong defender side here.
Yeah, it's all about capitalizing on this economy. You only lost 2 players, which means they should be going for a bonus round here. At least it's incredibly likely that they do. I don't want to see weapons from them. I want to see them capitalize. I want to see confidence out of Thrifty, but they don't have it. They upgraded to a Phantom, at least on one of their players, and an Operator. So this is it's not a pretty buy leg. I'm going to be real with you. There's likely not another buy that looks good at the back of this. If Thrifty lose this round, such a big commitment will have been lost. And it'll have been well, considering he's gone, an ill omen as to the rest of this game.
Oh, God. Yeah, one thing, I mean, it's 6-8. You know, even if you go full bonus round here and you lose, you're only down 3 rounds, and then you can full buy into it. I feel like they lost some confidence because they lost so many rounds in a row early on. I think it was 1-7 at the worst. But you know, seeing, like you said, it's just a gross buy. And out, well, they're going to make something of it as Ghost gets the first frag taken down. Great Crusher. They are going to try to get this plant. Valier eliminating Ghost with a great shot to the head. And now after the plant is down, they are moving around, and we're going to see a retake here from the Thrifty boys in 4 versus 4.
And that's why you're kicking yourself for not locking in that Cypher yourself. The Brim Smokes came in for the execute, and then the Cages came in afterwards. Tella's in a bit of a cheeky position here, though. I don't think they're going to assume he's gone after that Molotov. They know it didn't cover all the area. If they hit shots like that with Spectres, they're feeling great. Need to find another one, though. Lethal's covering for him with the Operator. Third by Blast. Now the site's locked down, the spike's being defused, and you've got 2 players up to end things. Thrifty should have time to get this one through. Do they? Wait a minute.
Do they?
I'm almost certain they do. They have to.
Okay, yeah.
Not crazy.
Okay. All right. It wasn't even that close. We just, the way the guy was looking at it, I was like, oh my God,
it goes beep, and then it speeds up, and then you get a little bit nervous, and you don't be wrong, and that's exactly how it goes. Thrifty, though, are far from wrong. These retakes are great.
Look at this.
Their aim with a Spectre is better than their aim with the Phantom, so I'm not even going to fault them for trying to hold on to these. Keep them for another round if you're going to play like that.
Absolutely. What a round from Blast in particular, who I want to shout out as being so crucial for this Thrifty side. Not on top of the scoreboard, but has had so many impact plays. Going for those impact plays, though, you see he's also died one of the most on the server, but that's to be expected, right? When you're taking risks and trying to create advantages. And now 7-8. This thing's almost evened up, Dor.
Well, it's about to be more than evened up if they capitalize on this pick. Smokes in, though. It's a B plant for Ethereum. Like, there's a reason we didn't see Thrifty go for this before. Ooh. It's because it's really hard to hold on to. However, the big difference here being that they have Cypher cages, or had Cypher cages, on their side now for post-plant. They can actually lock this down using those as well as the tripwires.
They also just kind of killed everybody. And now location is revealed for Ghost. This one's almost all but in the books as he leaves himself in a 1 versus 4 with his location shown to everybody flashing across the map. The save is the right call here. It's got to be.
Yeah, they have the opportunity, though, to break the economy of Thrifty. So since Thrifty bought up on that previous round, or the round prior, they lost a few members as well while doing that. They had to full buy for this one. I think the Operator was still left over, but now that's out of your hands. They're going to be spending a good chunk of change to try and bring this one back. And if Ethereum can capitalize on that, put that economy in their favor, that's something you can really start rolling into the rounds following this.
Yeah, that could have been a vital round that Thrifty not necessarily threw away, but maybe didn't approach correctly on the retake. They really kind of were just stumbling through the smoke one-on-one against lesser weapons. I mean, why not wait? Why not take your advantages as a team together? Use your flashes. But that's okay. That's neither here nor there. The round does go the way of Ethereum quite dominantly, even though, like you said, it's a risky B plant. So it's really surprised to see the Thrifty guys kind of approach that the way that they did, and I'm hoping to see them collect themselves moving into the 17th round.
Well, let's take a look at the buy that they have right now. 3 Phantoms, a Spectre, and I think that might have even been a classic that I saw. They're feeling the effects from their 3rd round. Instead of going for the bonus round, they bought an Operator and a Phantom on top of a bunch of Spectres. Yes, it's nice that you win that round, but now your economy is all out of whack. Your odds at winning this round are weird. You've only got 3 proper rifles. Pushing onto this site is going to be damn near impossible.
Yeah, Ego is looking to hit one through the smoke here. I'm not really sure we're going to see that. I don't know. Pushing through the smoke is Tello very aggressively. The ult coming out is not going to do anything from the stone, I don't believe. I think that's just going to make sure that the site is clear. In fact, Tello has already cleared it, though. But Lethal does end his time on the server, and now it's a 3 versus 4. Post-plant favoring Ethereum greatly, I would say, but Blast evening that up and making me eat my words. They still haven't been able to get the bomb down. Now the ult is coming down. He's able to get Valier. This is going crazy, but Grape Crusher trying to get some control of it, and now Ethereum back in the driver's seat.
I mean, it's huge. Grape Crusher one more in the round with a 3K. That was getting really out of control. Thrifty were getting way too much site control. The spike didn't go down. Ethereum were extremely uncomfortable. With one of those head clicks, he evened the numbers. He made that game a lot more winnable. He added a lot more stability to the attack. with the second, he damn near sealed it out. Like, that was a great play and one they really needed because now Thrifty's economy is in the toilet.
Incredible. Grape Crusher needed to step up right there again. He's been the unsung hero of Ethereum. Ironic that it's Phoenix on both teams, who has just been so clutch when they need him. Because as you said, he loses one of those fights and suddenly it's an advantageous position for Thrifty, who are then going to have guns moving into the next round, and it's your economy that's closer to being in the toilet. Instead, 10-7, Ghost gets the cheeky one, but I don't think he's going to be able to get another. Tello cleaning him up eventually for second on the rounds. What are you thinking here? 2-on-2. This got wacky again. Oh, this got even wackier.
What? Dude, why do Thrifty ever buy rifles? They're just so much better with the SMGs, I swear. Showstopper shut down by Edgy, though. Not 1v1. It's not even 1v1. It's like 1/20th versus 1 with the health that Urkonaut has. Edgy, of course, is going to end that one with just a simple body shot from the Phantom. 11-7, though. We are nearing critical mass for this game. Like, Thrifty looked like they were mounting a comeback. They looked like they were doing something special there. You know what Ghost made me believe? He got 2 from the corner that he absolutely had no right doing. But
oh my God,
it has always been Ethereum clutching it back out.
Dude, I am still... It took me the entire time you were speaking to take my arms off my head and put my jaw back in place from that frag down long with the stinger. Why don't they? Why do they buy rifles? Why do they buy... Anyways, moving into this, what could be the penultimate round here, or I suppose we have to go one more after that, eh? But Ethereum with 11 on the board, certainly getting closer to that W. The setup for Thrifty is not strong against what they're doing as Valir opens it up, but Blast with Yacht able to secure one. And that's going to be B-Bomb site given over to Ethereum, I do believe, unless, as you say, they begin to rotate through and try to go towards A. Oh God, Ghost gets one right away and damages another door. This has gotten out of hand for Ethereum, and it's really fast.
Oh, this is such a good rotate to A, and it allows Alec to just sit in the middle of the map here. He could cut them off, but I actually like them pulling in, trying to go for the 3v4. You don't want to be too down in numbers on the site. Get the plant set up in perfect positions. Nanoswarm will stop him for a moment, but not much longer than that. Is now Ethereum fighting a man down, but they've got that spike in place.
Okay, Egonaut gets one before Edgy trades him out. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be tight. Defcon's got the read. Blast able to take Tello down. Defcon able to eliminate Edgy, and that is an 8th round on the board for Thrifty. This is not over, Door.
Oh, they're holding on for the time being. I like the retake from Ethereum, but frankly, the B push is just going to haunt you every time. You used utility to get onto B, you used utility to get onto A, and then you're left with absolutely nothing after that. Luckily for Ethereum, they do have a buy to back this. I'm almost certain of it. They'll have weapons. And I think Ethereum should just lock in those rifles. The Operator hasn't really been a good omen for them. It's not a great replacement for him either. The Brimstone's doing everything he can. Look, 22-11 on Tello right now.
Jesus.
The guy's dropping frags left and right. But you need more from that, especially now that Blast has that Operator well in his hands. If Thrifty lose this round, though, their economy still awful. That 13th round will almost certainly come in, provided they lose this one.
Yeah, Thrifty need this round if they want to win this game. They absolutely need it. But in either case, this has been a good, close game. These boys showing that either team could be competitive here in order to win. And I'm just so glad to see high-skill Valorant with people trading back not only aim, not only executes, but solid retakes and the rest. So moving up, Sarah, that does look like a B take. Using a lot of utility to get control of this room, and they're going to flood out on the site. Wisely, Thrifty is falling back and saying, fine, it's yours.
Well, not exactly. I think they accidentally have denied them push here. The fact that Ethereum put so much weight in towards Garage, they ran into all those rotating players, and now you're facing the Rat. There's paint shells, there's bullets, there's Roombas flying everywhere, and you've given up all your map control to do this. They do get a 3-man rotate over to A, one that the Phoenix could try to shut down, but things are far from over in this round.
Blast has been hitting every op shot he takes as another man goes down, and that spike down. Edgy with the whoa, and another Blast. Unbelievable. Now it's 2 versus 4. The spike is down 22 seconds. You got to save. You got to save.
Yeah, just hold your weapon. I mean, Ethereum have rounds to work with. That's the nice thing about being in the lead. They can afford this one, hold on to your economy, give it on up. Putting the spike down A long, bit of a mistake, and by bit of a mistake, I mean it cost them the round. But you know what? Put it on the checklist. You know, it happens. Just knock it away. Pray you win the next one. You have 3 more goes at this before things are really getting dicey. So if I'm trying to knock this one out, they'll have a full buy heading into the next round. That's going to be Phantoms, that's going to be Vandals, whatever they may need. Thrifty in a similar position, albeit playing really well recently. The momentum for them, although shaky, is definitely coming in handy on this second half.
Yeah, I think they're coming into their own here. They're starting to pick up on what Ethereum is doing. They're adapting their playstyle and the way that they approach these holds, recognizing that they may just smoke and then push right through it and starting to be ready for it. I'm impressed with from the adaptations that I've seen, and I'm expecting this one to go, if not all the way to 12-13, 13-11 or something like that.
Well, here's an aggressive push from the attackers. Ethereum about to walk straight into all this Killjoy utility. Urkanaut needs to get 2 here to stop this push properly. Gets 1. Sprays down. No, doesn't get the second. Valier shuts him down. Now it's going to be all the utility on site that Killjoy would offer if they got the disengage. Now gone.
Yeah, and a lot of damage onto Valier, a very, very important character and player to have a lot of damage on, considering there are no heals in this particular match of Valorant. The flash coming out is really strong, and that hurt player goes down. Now Thrifty has the advantage player-wise. Positionally, they're all in the exact same place, and Edgy mows down 2 of them before Ghost finally trades them out, and now it's such a close 2-on-2. The utility advantage is going to... Oh no, Ethereum making it a 2 versus 1. This is all but unwinnable for Thrifty.
The spike position is so good, it's going to force him out into the brimstone. Oh, Tella holding all the cards close to the chest. Is he ready around the corner? Sprays a shot, Defcon's there! But there's a defuse. He can't get it. That's a spike going down. 12th round up. Ethereum send us on up the match point.
What an effort from Defcon. This right here, though, from Edgy, what a huge difference that spray makes. And with the Vandal, you know he only would have hit 1 and would have sent the rest into the wall to the right.
I mean, that was everything, wasn't it? It cost them the round, those 2 headshots. It's a little thing, but the fact that Edgy got to line up at head height before that flash came out cost them the singular round. Tello is still tearing it up at the top of the kill feed here. Urkanaut's doing everything in their power to put the team on the back, playing fantastically on the Killjoy. I've liked a lot of the setups we've seen, but there's still just a lack of utility from Thrifty a lot of the time, and it's really nipping him in the butt. Lethal, though, finding 1 at least for their troubles here to give them a chance at this one.
Yeah, getting his revenge for Edgy getting 2 incredible blind headshots last round, eliminating him early. Great Crusher, though, does take Urkanaut down, and that's the operator down, if I'm not... Oh, no, excuse me, the operator was on the other play. That was just the Killjoy overextending what control she did not have. So now we're in a 4 versus 4, and we see Ethereum keeping this A control, but also leaving the bomb lurking all the way back door.
I suspect they're going to go for a fake here, because in Ethereum's eyes, they don't have any map control. They don't know what's on the other end of this map. They have to go for A. With shots like that, why don't you? Tello destroys the operator. Valier coming in, making it 4 versus 2, certainly trying to end this game here and now.
Yeah, Thrifty eSports 2 versus 4. The game is on the line. Blast, you have to make something of this round. You've been so huge with the early rounds of each half, and then you seem to fall off. Now is your time to stop falling off and to step up. That Molly is not going to make it any easier. It's going to delay the push as both players from Thrifty are here. The Molly goes down and the push begins. The flash coming out. Off arrow. The op shot hurts, but does not kill. Doesn't check the angle. Valier gets 1. Valier gets 2. And that is the game for Ethereum 13-9.
What on earth did we just witness, dude? That was really close to the comeback that Thrifty were looking for after, quite frankly, an abysmal defensive half. They put on after an abysmal attacking half, they put on some serious defense. They pulled up their big boy pants and they marched on and destroyed Ethereum on a lot of rounds that I don't think they shouldn't. I think the motto for this match is the same as last time. It's not the size of the buy, it's how you use it. And I'm starting to understand why they're called Thrifty Esports. When you spend less money, they seem to win more rounds somehow. There were so many impressive things they did, one of which, however, was not winning the game. That one, in fact, goes over to Ethereum, who played some fantastic Valorant of their own.
Yeah, Ethereum with so many fantastic showings throughout the bracket, finally not stopped, but slowed down by Thrifty as they do get 9 rounds on the board before Ethereum eventually clutches it out. Sleepy Time Chickens versus Ethereum in a best of 3 final. Tomorrow, it looks like 10:30 Eastern for the grand finals. What an incredible night of play, Dor.
Yeah, between both of these matches, I mean, if anything got me hyped for finals, it's going to be this. Sleepy Time Chicken's aggression versus Ethereum's raw aim and map rotations. I'm honestly not certain which one I'm ready to see more pop off, ladies and gents. So as for tonight, that's all we have loaded up for you. Ethereum and Sleepy Time Chicken coming away with big wins, setting themselves onto the finals and that $200 grand prize right up in their sights. From everybody here, though, we appreciate you guys viewing so much, and we'll catch you tomorrow night. Like we said, 10:30 p.m. Be there.
Good night.